So 15 years ago, I decided I want to start an online business. I want to become an entrepreneur, right? And no experience, no mentorship, no one to help me through this process. So what did I want? What does everybody want when they determine that they want to be an entrepreneur, when they want to start an online business? They want the system. Give me the system. Give me the steps to take. Give me the buttons to click. And then the money shall pop out, right? And then I'll be making sales and doing great. Well, that's what I wanted. And it's normal. It's what everybody wants. And I tried and I tried and I fought and I kept fighting. And every time I thought I had figured it out, I would put it into action and boom, it would fail. So I could tell quickly, I was smart enough to know this back, 15 years ago, right? I was just in college, that something was missing, all right? There were other people all around me, well, not around me, but at least I could see these stories all over the internet, people doing very well. And so I was a firm believer that, look, if they can do it, I can do it. There's no reason why I can't do it. So at least I stuck it out. I read books, I turned to great advisors through books, right? I would go to these forums and I would talk to everybody I could who had succeeded in business. And I would keep fighting, keep pushing, keep trying. And a lot of you right now that are watching it, you might feel that. So I started searching for the missing piece, but I couldn't find it. What exactly was holding me back? So finally, fast forward, I put out my first product ever. All right, I worked 7 months on it. I spent every little penny I had in my pocket. I put it all into it. And I was sure, this is it. I had a digital product. It had high margins. It was going to crush. It was going to make me every penny that I've ever lost in the last 18 months. It was going to make me everything back, right? But, after all that time that I invested, all that time I spent, I put the product up in nothing, goose egg. 1 day, 2 day, 3 days. If anything, I was losing money more now because I was spending money on traffic, right? Trying to sell this product. And it wasn't selling. So people on this forum that I used to go to, I start reaching out to them. Can anyone help me? What's going on here? Why isn't my product selling? Now, my product was in the niche of college students, right? So I had created this product on how to study better in college, how to get better grades, because that was a little tricky. I knew how to get good grades my whole life. I wasn't the smartest kid in the class, but I think I had the best strategies. So I put this book together. I spent my life working on it, like so much time, and it was grammatically a nightmare. All right, as you're going to learn in a moment, writing for me is one of my weakest points. I know. Isn't that ironic? You're sitting on this page. We're talking about something called Copywriting Academy, and I'm going to tell you that writing is and was actually one of my weakest points. But I'll prove it to you in a moment. It'll make sense in a second. So somebody reaches out to me on this forum and says, "Hey, I know this guy who also sells to parents. Maybe you shouldn't be appealing to the children, the kids, because what college kid, now that you think about it, right, wants to spend $30, $47 on a digital book on how to study better?" The disconnect is there now. Now I see it in hindsight. And so he said, maybe the parents who are actually spending the tens of thousands, maybe they would be more open to doing this. I thought, it's worth a shot. Sure, let's give it a shot. So I reach out to this guy. I say, hey, I understand that you have an audience of parents that you email and talk to. Maybe you'd be willing to endorse this product. It's a brilliant product. It's amazing. Yada, yada, yada. He writes back to me the next day, and he's like, hey, kid, I'm sorry. I can't help you. I talk to parents of toddlers and infants, not parents of college kids. And I thought, crap, well, it's worth a shot. 24 hours go by, and I get another email from this guy, and the email says, hey, who wrote this page? He was talking about my sales page. That, I didn't have a choice, right? I didn't have any money, so I knew I had to write it myself, and I did the best I could. I looked at the examples of other people, and I just threw it together. Now, I knew going into this, I stunk at writing. As a matter of fact, my English teacher in high school got so fed up of trying to teach me writing that she actually told me, please don't ever become a writer. You suck at writing. Word for word, I know, right? Now, as painful as that might be to hear that a teacher would say that to me, but I got to tell you, I think I look at where I am today in my life, and I have to probably thank her the most because, I don't know, somewhere deep down, she figured out a way to inspire me to do something because I don't like being told what I can and cannot do. So anyways, all those feelings rushed back when this individual said, who wrote this? And I thought, oh, man, he's going to tell me how much it stinks, how much it sucks, and et cetera, et cetera. And instead, you know what he said? He's like, I want to work with you. I'll pay you to learn how to do this. Do you want to be my intern? I think you've got potential to become a copywriter. I thought, man, that is the worst thing I've ever heard. Who wants to be a writer? And then he said one thing to me. The number one advice he ever gave me, okay, is he said, kid, every successful business person must be able to sell through the art of the written word. I remember thinking, what? What does that even mean, right? Now, I'll tell you what, years later, $120 million later, I can tell you right now, I figured out what the heck it means. It's probably the best advice, the most truthful statement that's ever been made to me or to anybody I know about the world of business. So he went on to really show me the formula, how words, it doesn't matter, grammar doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if English is your first language or it isn't your first language, how words are actually what create revenue and sales. So think about this for a minute. When you are, let's say you're a salesperson. Now I know selling is uncomfortable. Believe me, I couldn't stand in front of 3 people and say my first name. I was that shy. I couldn't sell. Selling was a ridiculous concept to me just 15 years ago. But if you think about what happens in a selling relationship, right? Somebody sits down in front of somebody and says what? Words that eventually lead to a psychological trigger that creates a conversion, a sale, revenue, income, money. You know, Robert Kiyosaki says that the number one skill set an entrepreneur needs and must have is the ability to sell. But here's the best part. 20, 30 years ago, when we said the ability to sell, that meant you better get in front of somebody, you better sell them. You better be smooth, slick, know the right words and say the right words. And today, you can literally hide behind all these gadgets and these computers and everything. Just hide behind them. And you can sell. Because of the power of the written word that can exist to represent you. Right? And the best part with this is that 20 years ago, we had a thing called direct marketing. It's dead. Gone. When's the last time you stayed up until 2 in the morning and watched an infomercial? When's the last time that you ran to the mailbox and pulled out a 10-page sales letter and read it like this, sitting, at your kitchen table? When's the last time that you drove by a billboard and saw something and wrote down the phone number so enthusiastically? When's the last time you got a cold call on your cell phone and you were welcoming to them and wanted to talk? Guys, this is dead. It's gone. We're in an age now called interactive marketing. That's right, I just said interactive marketing. It's a whole different world, different ballgame. And I'm actually writing a book right now called The Death of Direct Marketing and the Birth of Interactive Marketing. And what you need to know about this is that the consumer has changed. Microsoft recently did a case study. 2015, they released a study that said that the human mind now, the human attention span is now less than that of a goldfish. Proved it. A goldfish has the attention span of 9 seconds. We have now as humans. Look at this right now. While I'm shooting, look at all these distractions. 8 seconds. Human mind has a attention span of 8 seconds. So what that does is it changes the way we have to communicate as people trying to sell. Look, let's just face one thing, all right? In order for you to make an income in any business, offline, online, it doesn't matter. You have to create transactions. Transactions are sales. Sales require you being able to project the value of what you're offering. The value of what you're offering can only be projected if you open your mouth or you use words. I'm here to tell you that this is the foundational skill that has led to me generating over $120 million in sales. And I have figured out how to do it as a formula. I'll tell you right now, the fact that the human attention span has dropped, I thought was a problem. I thought it was detrimental. I thought it was going to hurt us. But not so. Turns out it's actually made the art of copywriting a lot easier. A lot easier. Tremendously easier. So 20 years ago, you would have one opportunity in front of somebody. So you better write the perfect words, the best analogies, the best adjectives, the smoothest language, the slickest things. Because you had one shot. You got in front of somebody, you better say the right thing in front of them right now to get the sale or they're gone forever. And who was the person you were in front of? Think about it. Cold calling. How targeted could you get? You knew where they lived. Maybe you knew a little bit about if they have a family, a little bit about their income range. Think today. Today we build email lists. Today we can retarget. We can do behavioral retargeting. We know more about people than sometimes they know about themselves. Facebook can target on a demographic level that is shocking. It's alerting. It's a little scary. I can go to Facebook and say, I want to target men between 25 and 32 who live within a 10-mile radius of this city, who own an iPhone, who are interested in this topic, and who also make over X amount of money. The amount of targeting you do now means that you don't need to be fancy in words. You know what? You're here right now. You're on this page, and I'm telling you, this product is about copywriting. I'm not telling you things like, imagine being able to blah, blah, blah. No, because it's not necessary. What's necessary here is a direct message, a direct impact. It's simpler language. There's 5 steps. Now, right below, you'll see a diagram. There are 5 steps, but each step is meticulous. Each step has its own little mini steps. Each step has its own little templates to go through. If you can do these 5 steps, I don't care if you're writing emails, if you're writing written sales letters, video sales letters, webinars, and even if you're entering a party and simply want to be an interesting person that other people want to talk to, you need to master these 5 steps. My friends have a joke with me. They say that for me to get up and go to the bathroom, that when I tell that story later, when I tell it's literally an epic event. So when I'm at a party and I'm talking, people are interested because I use these 5 steps. I don't just use them when I'm selling products. But the easiest thing here is I've been paid upwards of $150,000 to write someone a 30-minute video using a 5-step formula that's rinse and repeat. I've created webinar files that have gone on to make me over $17.5 million. Now, I'm not saying in any way here that that's what you're going to do. I'm not making any claims. What I'm trying to tell you is, what is it? Think to yourself right now, what is it that actually creates revenue? Words. Spoken, unspoken, it's words. And what you didn't know is that there's a formula to the way you combine these words that creates the trigger reaction that you've been looking for. And in business, just like my mentor, Justin Ford, said, every successful business person must be able to sell through the art of the written word. So what I've put together for you here today is a formula, is a template, is a mastermind, is a mentorship program, is a coaching program. It's everything you need to build your cement, the foundation. From that, you can go on and do whatever you want. You could sell coaching, consulting, digital products, affiliate marketing. You could do multi-level marketing. You could do product reviews. You could do e-commerce. I don't care. Because again, the root of money, the root of sales, the root of revenue, the root of income is based on transactions. And transactions are sales. And sales only happen if you use the right words to depict the value of what someone is trying to buy. So what I want to invite you to do right now is learn a little bit more about what we've created here. This is my life's work. This has taken me over 2 years to put together. And I'm telling you right now, I don't care what kind of business you're in, offline, online. I believe that this product, that this community, Copywriting Academy, can be the biggest breakthrough for people. Why? Because it changes your mind. It changes how you think. Enter the world of interactive marketing. We talk to consumers differently now. And if you're still talking to them the way you did 20 years ago, you will lose this game. I commit that to you. I promise that to you. You will lose this game. So what I want to do right now is take a few minutes to dive into what exactly is the Copywriting Academy and how it is that we can work together to help you create a larger volume of sales in your business. So the first and major part of Copywriting Academy, right, is this system. 15 years that I've spent discovering it, over $120 million in transactions. So I took this system and I put it together into one simple place, right? So, and I've broken it down into modules, simple videos that you watch, assignments that you do, tests that you take, quizzes that you take. But this is everything I know about how I've been able to generate over 120 million in sales, and I put it into one place. All right, the second part is community, right? We're humans, and as humans, we work together in a collaborative fashion. We actually perform better. So what I've created is an opportunity for you to work with one another, to work with me, to work with our top coaches, to be in a place where you can actually submit what you've written, right, into a public environment and get the collective feedback of many people. And then third, of course, is our certification, the first ever certification around this topic of interactive marketing. Again, The foundation of being able to succeed in business is right here. It is in the ability to use words to sell, and interactive marketing is the current, it's the current, present, and it's the future. So if you're using the old methodologies of direct marketing, you need this certification. You need to go through it and really learn and change the psychology that you're using to build your business, to get a sale, to get the consumer to listen to your message. It's very different. So right there, we have the training, the system, we have the community, and we have the certification. Tremendously important. Beyond that, I want to tell you a little bit about some of the bonuses that we've added. You know, I've spent well over $15 million testing different kinds of what we call action pages. So these are opt-in pages or webinar registration pages. So I'm going to give you all of those templates. I'm just going to go ahead and hand them right over to you. All right. I've had well over 100,000 people attend my webinars, and in that time I've learned how to create amazing webinars, but how to also get the most people onto webinars. So now we're talking about a scenario where I'm going to give you the secrets you need to run this amazing talent. Do you know how many people right now need they are dying for people to write webinars for them? I'm one of them right now. Right? I have to write my own webinars. So one of the selfish reasons for putting together Copywriting Academy is that I can empower more people to learn this talent and then turn around and maybe hire them. So you can charge thousands of dollars to write a webinar for somebody. Right? We're also creating your swipe file. So if you scroll below, you'll see everything about the bonuses that we're doing. But the swipe file is, look, I'm always on the internet. One of the things I'm doing all the time is tearing apart, ripping apart, and looking at what people have created. And I'm taking the best of the best of the best, whether it's emails, written sales letters, video sales letters, webinars, whatever it is. And I'm always dissecting it. So what I want to do for you is take all these and put them in one place. So when you're working on a certain project, on a certain niche, even if for a client, what you do is log into this place, find a project that matches it, download it, use it as a template, model after it. It'll make your life so much easier. Then we have something called email mastery, right? So emails are words, and they should still follow the same formula, but in a little bit of a different way. Now I'm able to create over $2 to $3 million a year using email, but here's something that nobody who teaches emails ever talks about. The core thing needed, the relationship. The relationship. That's what we're going to focus on. I'm going to teach you how I build a tribe-like relationship using nothing but email. You'll have that. Last but not least, here's what I'm putting on the line. Yours truly, myself. Look, I want to create a 1 year, I say it's 1 year, it's probably going to go on for a lot longer than that. I want to create an opportunity for you and I to work together. I want to do webinars with this community twice a month, every single month, where we work together. I look at the copy that's being written by our members. I dissect it. I improve it on the spot. I want to be able to continue to give you access to amazing additions. I want to bring on experts who I interview. Nothing to buy. Just listen to a tremendous content. You know what, I could probably count on two hands. How many people are out there right now that I would consider an actual expert in interactive copywriting? I'm going to bring them right to your door. And I hope you become one of them as well. So what you have an opportunity to do right now is a decision that I want you to make. I want you to understand that I know that the sexiest thing out there that people want, right? Oh, what's the system with the buttons I can click that money should just print and pour out? It ain't going to happen. If you're struggling, or if you've been buying into those programs and you've been thinking about starting your own online business or your own offline business, you first need to master words. And it's so easy to do. I'm still a bad writer. My stuff is still full of grammatical errors. I would still fail in English class, but you know what I do know how to do? I know how to trigger emotions with my words by following certain templates. And that's exactly what I'm offering you right now. The best advice I ever got was that every successful business person must be able to sell through the art of the written word. And today I'm telling you that I've taken 15 years to figure out exactly how to do this. My mentor himself said that I have innovated more in this field than anyone else he knows. It was probably the best compliment I ever got. Life's work right here. I'm telling you one thing. This will be the breakthrough no matter what kind of business that you have been building. I want to get you involved. I want to get you here. I want to teach you everything. Whether you use this for yourself or you use this so that you can become a consultant for others who need it. It's a tremendous opportunity. It doesn't exist anywhere else. And I'll tell you right now, it's the foundation of any and every business. So what I'm hoping you can do, scroll below, read more about it, make sure this is for you. And then you know what? During this limited time where we're offering such a kick-butt price, just click join. Go below, just click join. Join me inside the Copywriting Academy. And I promise you one thing right now. You are absolutely going to love it. All right? And if right now you're sitting there thinking, man, I'm not a writer on it, English isn't even my first language, then I'll tell you what, look below and look at some of the testimonials that we got. Some of my best students, some of the people that have created the biggest splashes that I've worked with, hate English, hate writing, are not writers. It's actually an advantage. It's actually an advantage to not be a traditionally trained copywriter because everything being taught out there is just no longer working. So what I want to do is invite you to go ahead, scroll below, read this page, look at every piece of the detail, and make an informed decision. Make sure it's for you. Make sure you feel good, feel excited, feel energized about it. And then if you do, just click the button. Come meet me over inside of Copywriting Academy. This is Onyx Singal. I want to remind you that when life pushes you, you stand straight, you smile, and you push it the heck back. I want to see you inside Copywriting Academy. Let's build that foundation. Let's get you the #1 skill that every entrepreneur in the world must have. And that's not just what I've said, it's what all the top entrepreneurs have said. And that is the ability to sell through the written word without ever really feeling like you're selling, and using a formula that no one will ever know you're using, but that will simplify the whole process for you to the point that it might just be boring. All right? This is Onyx Singal. Hats off to you for being here. Thank you for watching this video. Scroll below, read more, let us know if you have any questions, and I'll see you inside the Copywriting Academy. Thank you, Learn Nation.